Good morning, guys. Thank you for being here. This is your literature class. Today we're gonna talk about fairy tales. Fairy tales. Have you heard of fairy tales? Yes, no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Very good. Today we have an interesting fairy tale. And we are gonna try to connect or at least mention the vocabulary we saw in last class, which was literature devices. But don't worry about that. I'm gonna guide you to that. So yes, let's go ahead. But first of all, let me ask you, do you have what do you think about being prepared? Why is it important to plan ahead? And if you have any examples of why is it important to be well prepared? Very good. Thank you for sharing that. Catherine, please.
Yes, hi teacher. And also, well, Maria said it all. So I to add that it also help us to have our objectives clear. If we don't know what we are going to teach, the students also, even they don't know either. So it is important to have our plan, our resource to teach a good class, to have a good class and good understanding.
Very good. What about in life in general? Do you think it's important, Monica?
I think it's important to plan ahead. If you know what is going to happen or the risk that you might have in a certain situation, and you plan ahead for that situation, it'll help you reduce stress and help you with decision making in that moment when that situation happens, or even if it doesn't happen.
Very good. Thank you for sharing, guys, your idea. I appreciate. By asking these questions, I want to introduce what today's, let's say, text is about. And I want to tell you a little bit of the background of it. Fairy tale is the literary genre I selected. It comes from, or it originates from folklore. That's a genre, the genre per se. It's typically is about magic and enchantments, mythical and fanciful beings. That's what basically you can find there. We have, like, for example, the Snow White, the Cinderella, etc., etc. Those are the most famous ones. Today, I decided to talk about the three little pigs. These characters, as you can see here, are three brothers. And I want to start talking about that by reading the text. So I'm gonna read it because of time and all of that. I'm gonna read it, but later on I can share with you, so you can read it individually and you can analyze it individually. Later on, we're gonna do some questions about it and exercises about it as well. So I hope you guys pay attention and find it as interesting as I found it.
Okay,
So,
teacher.
very good. Once upon a time, there lived three little pigs. Let me see. One day, they decided to leave home and build houses of their own. Yeah, right. One day, the first little pig thought that straw would make a good house. He built the house very quickly, and he was very pleased with it. So as you can see, this is the house made of straw. The second little pig thought that sticks would make a fine house. He built the house very quickly and he was very pleased with it. The third little pig thought that bricks would make a strong house. It took him a long time to build the house, but he was very pleased with it. One day, a big bad wolf came along. He saw the first little pig in his house of straw. Little pig, let me come in, he snarled. Not by the hair on my chinny chin chin, cried the first little pig. Okay. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down, growled the big bad wolf. So he huffed and then he puffed and he blew the house down. The first little pig escaped and ran to join his brother in the house made of sticks. The big bad wolf followed the little pig to the house made of sticks. Little pig, let me come in, he snarled. Not by the hair on my chinny chin chin, cried the second little pig. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down, growled the little big bad wolf. So he huffed and he puffed and he blew the house down. The two little pigs escaped and ran to join their brother in the house made of bricks. The big bad wolf followed the pigs to the house made of bricks. Little pig, let me come in, he snarled. Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin, cried the third little pig. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down, growled the little big bad wolf. He huffed and then he puffed, but the house was too strong. He could not blow it down. This made the big bad wolf very angry. He climbed onto the roof of the house so he could crawl down the chimney. The big bad wolf was in for a big surprise. The third little pig had been cooking a big pot of stew and splash! The wolf fell right into the pot. The wolf was very shocked. He jumped out of the pot and ran straight out of the house. He never came back again. Hold on. The three little pigs lived happily ever after in the house made of bricks. This is the end. So very good. This is the end, but now we're gonna discuss some of these questions. So, what did each pig build their house with?
Can I answer, Professor?
Yes.
Teacher?
Go ahead,
Okay.
Carla.
The first pig built his house with straw, and the second pig with stick, and the third pig with bricks.
With bricks. Okay, very good. And what happened when the wolf tried to blow down the houses? What do you remember happened?
Can I?
Uh-huh.
Okay. When the wolf tried to blow down the houses, the succeeded in blowing down the strong and a stick house, but it fails to blow down the brick house.
Okay. They tried to blow it down, to huff and puff. That's what he mentioned. Very good. Okay, I'm gonna continue with question number 4. Could the houses represent different aspects of life or character traits? Do you think so? Ariel?
Yes, it's depend of your feelings, depend of your personality. Each pig build their own house according to their personality. So the first pig built his house well.
Depending on their personality. For example,
depending on the personality.
exactly.
Right.
They have different materials and that represented their personality. Very good, Ariel. Thank you. Carla?
Yes.
Okay, teacher. As my partner already said, the house school represents different aspects of life or character strengths. For example, the strong house school symbolize that sightness, and the stick house school represents minimal efforts, and the brick house school signify hard work and resilience.
Okay, of resilience, very good. All right, fine. So question number 5. What do you think drives the wolf to pursue the pigs? Is there a deeper meaning behind the wolf's action? Like, how can we see this in real life if you analyze it? Mildred.
I think this in real life reflects, for example, when a person has many things, material things, and maybe another person doesn't have it. So that person wants it for them and don't want that another person be happy. And that makes the other person to feel unhappy for things that are not from them. I don't know if you understand me.
Of course. So
Yes.
the wolf represents a selfish person, right? Very good. Thanks for sharing.
Yes, Mildred.
Catherine?
I'm agree.
Oh, sorry. I saw Catherine raising her hand, so that's why
Yes, I think that represents when you build good things, and some people want to destroy what you have built. This happening in real life.
Okay. That's totally true. I'm sorry, Maria. I don't know if you want to share now.
Yes, teacher. I just want to say that I am agree with Mildred. I am agree. It is about that the feeling the person who does this is like a person who don't want you to do something, and she also feel unhappy because you are getting your dreams, doing what you really want, and it really make me to call the attention because many people do it in the world, in every country. It happens every day, and that's why it caught my attention.
Very good. Carla? No, or it was just you left it.
No, teacher.
Okay. Exactly, guys. So I totally agree with your comments. Even though this story represents are represented by 3 little pigs, behind this story, there's a message for society and for humans, for people. And I think we can see this and implement it in our real life, and in a way that it can help us. Very good. So from the reading, I took some of the vocabulary that might be unknown for you, and the phrases, for example, the phrase when the little pig said, not by the hair on my chinny chin chin. So this phrase in the text was used when the wolf asked, hey, let me in. And the little pigs responded, not by the hair on my chinny chin chin. This means absolutely not. No way. And I was investigating, and this phrase was originated with this text because, as you might know, this text is really old, as any other fairy tale. And then we have the word puff, huff, which are, let's say, they can work as synonyms. Puff, breathe heavily, loudly, rapidly, quickly. typically of a wolf. It's a aggressive animal. Huff, blow out air loudly on account of exertion. Who can help me reading the next one? Growl. What means growl? Anybody? Mildred.
Growl of an animal, especially a dog. Make a loud guttural sound in the throat.
Exactly. It's like to do that action. Catherine, can you read the last one, please?
Yes, a snarl of an animal such as a dog. Make an aggressive growl with bird teeth.
Exactly. So the last two can also work as synonyms. Very good. Thank you, girls. Now is the time for our activity. I would like you to please take 2 to 3 minutes to think about a personal story that when you were planned and when you were ready, when you organized something and it worked for you. So when this story basically is telling us to be ready before things come, in general, in life and in every case. And for us as teachers, that works too. In real life, in your case, guys, what was something that happened that worked for you because you were prepared, because you planned? So I'm going to give you 2 to 3 minutes to think about that, and you can share a personal story. Or you can even write it in the chat if you'd like. Mildred?
Yes, I would like to share with you my personal story of when you are prepared that help you a lot in a situation. The previous situation that I had was with my mother. As you know, my mother was very sick, and I didn't realize that this situation was happening, but it happened so fast that thanks God that I was prepared economically. When I got my job, I started saving money. I was thinking about to take that money to buy a car. But when this situation happened, like it was on April, when that situation happened to me, I was forget about the car, and I start giving the money and paying some things, some important things, in order to get my mother well. But even though the money couldn't change some things, but I could help as soon as I could. Thank you.
No, thanks to you for sharing that. That's totally true. That happens to all of us. That is just to be organized. Everybody lives like that. Catherine?
Yes, I'm sorry for the sound. They are watching some movies here. Um, once happened to me that that was my first year working in the high school. So in where I work, most of the teachers they don't prepare a class; they just go to teach. So I remember that day I have some fever. I was sick, and my coordinator arrived to my classes. It wasn't planned. He didn't tell me. So the first thing that he asked me for was for the planning, but I always go prepared to my class because I don't like that people call me to say that I don't work, things like that. So I give to him, and he stay in my class 2 hours, and he was looking for some negative things. So he asked me for different things, and I give it to him. So that is important, because if I wasn't prepared, I know that my class were a disaster. So that's why it's important to have all your things, to have our class, our resource, and our objectives, as I said before, and uh, the story of the three pigs is related to my story, because he tried to he tried to um he planned to, oh my god, I forgot that word, to destroy, my class or my work, but I have evidence that I have all to teach, that I was
He tried to
prepared.
test you, right?
What?
To test you.
Yes.
You. Like, but that's great. That's great. We have to be prepared, ready in any scenario in life. Maria.
Yes, thank you, Mariel. Thank you, professor or teacher, for giving me the opportunity to share my short personal story. So it was when I was like 17 years old. I got married very young. And also, I got 3 children. When I was 22 years, I had 3 children, and I was living with. So my husband wasn't good with me. He didn't also want to hurt me because I wanted to go to the university, but he didn't want to hurt me. But I received the help of my parents. And I wanted to live alone with my kids, but I didn't do it because I got 3 children and I didn't know what to do with my children. But I decided to study, and then when I finished the university, so before finish, I tried not to study. I finished to study and to get knowledge, to building the competence and to get a good job for my kids, because I wanted to take a decision of living alone with my kids. And when I finished, God helped me to get a good job. And then I am living alone with my kids, and now I'm giving to my kids a good education, and I have done a good job also. I am the mother, I am the father, and they feel very good because they say, Mommy, I love you because you are everything to me. And I decide to plant everything, to take a decision. That's why I said that planning is very important, because when you make your planning, you achieve. Thank you, teacher, for giving me the opportunity to share my short personal story.
It's okay. Thanks to you, Maria, and thanks to everybody for sharing your personal story. It is personal, and by you sharing that means a lot. So guys, I wanted to do something else, but because of time, we have to leave it here. I really appreciate your time of being here in class, and this class was prepared with love and with the intention of sending a message to your personal lives, and I hope you guys really implement it. And we have a little homework for you, so please write a short paragraph about what would you do if you were one of the three little pigs. You write it, you send it to my email, you already know it, and thanks a lot, guys. Have a great morning. Yes, see you later. Bye.
Bye, teacher. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
teacher. Bye.
Bye.
Okay.